a woman is married to a man, and then maybe after some few months, the woman finds out that the man has been drinking or smoking, and as a result of that, he beats her. She has accommodated it maybe for about 3 years, but at the point in time, she finds out that the beatings is too much. She has been going through a lot of pain. And then one day, so she decides to opt out. Such an idea, is it good or is bad?
So let me demonstrate how I would handle this case. You have looked at the consequences. I will look at the causes. If you learn to do counseling or resolve issues by looking at the roots, you will see more results and transformation. Because, like I said, okay, so he drinks. You are thinking it is the drinking that makes him beat the woman. That is your conclusion. But I will tell you, it's not the drinking that makes him beat the woman. Because it's not every man that drinks that beats women. If it's the drinking that makes him beat the woman, then you will have to find me a conclusion that every man that drinks is a woman beater. There are two works of the flesh involved. Drunkenness is one, but there is also hatred. What makes him beat the woman is hatred, violence, brawl. So we'll have to investigate. Is he a brawler? Apart from beating the woman, is he outside of the home? That character, does it show itself in any way? You see how you deal with the problem. That's how you find the issue. Because if the person knows, or in this case, if the person doesn't know that their issue is hatred, when they drink, the drunkenness maybe then switches the subconscious on to behave that way. So what we have to deal with is the hatred, the malice. You want to cause someone harm. Please, I don't know if you're getting me. Because when you look at Galatians 5, you see that it says the works of the flesh are these. Then he begins to name them. He names drunkenness, but he also names hatred. He also names malice. Okay, it will seem as though the person's problem hasn't been solved. If I talk about this, the person's problem is that they are being beaten. Then I'll ask you, what does she say to the man when the man is drunk? Scripture says a soft answer. What does it do? It puts away anger. It is quite possible. Then I'll ask the question, he has never beat her when he's not drunk? You have to get an answer. Are you getting the whole thing? So if you really want to help somebody like that, you have to find the root of the problem. Is he naturally violent? Maybe does he like watching action movies? Did he experience violence growing up? Did he grow up in a house where that is what he saw? Or he had neighbors and that is what he grew up seeing? So he has subconsciously become like what he has seen and he doesn't realize it yet. So he needs help. And sometimes when people cannot find help and all they get is condemnation, they refuse to change. They just go like, say, if you say that is who I am, then because the condemnation is like prophecy. It's like you are calling forth the thing to be, and so it becomes. Are you getting something? So just remember, it's like, 1 + 1 = 2 is foundation. 1 + 1 will never be equal to anything else. So when you are looking at what God will want you to do as a minister in counseling people, get your 1 + 1s right. 1 + 1 is that God does not want you as a minister to speak divorce to somebody. If the person wants to, they are allowed to. 1 Corinthians 7. It is their decision. It is their faith. If their faith tells them they cannot stay there because they are afraid, you don't tell them to stay, because it is through faith that God will resolve the problem. So if the person is filled with so much fear for their life that they no longer have faith to stay in the house because they are afraid for their lives, you don't tell them to stay. So I'm balancing it with that. But they will come and tell me, I'm leaving. No. Are you getting it? And you have a scripture that tells you that if she wants to leave, she is free to leave. She should live in peace. But she shouldn't think about going to find. This is the problem with the divorce Jesus is addressing in Matthew chapter 19. People want to leave and go for another man. People want to leave and go for another woman. So what is driving the divorce is also including, I need another person. And that is what Jesus does not want, because that is adultery. That is why he says, the one who marries somebody who is divorced commits adultery.
So the one that marries someone who is divorced commits adultery. So if, let's say, the person has divorced for about 2 years or maybe some few months, and then meets another man, and then that man proposes also to her that I want to start up something with you, and then the woman or maybe the man, it could be both, openly says that, oh, I was once married but now I'm divorced based on A, B, C, D. Is it adultery? Because what I'm getting, leaving A for B because of what A did. I can't stay with. Maybe things are not moving as I wanted. Per what you are saying, as a counselor, you don't want to be like you are siding with one person or the other. You are basing on what God is saying. So you remain neutral as the referee. You give only advice and then leave them
to make their own choices.
To make their own choices, yes. So when you do that, you are on the right path. But
that's it.